So with you process it, and it takes a lot to process a rejection letter. You want to read the content and then wait. Try not to get upset. Read it again later. Try to understand what was the decision or the type of rejection. And I gave you a lot of different examples of different types of rejection. Get upset and give yourself time to process the rejection letter. You can understand what was the decision type. I shared with you a lot of different examples of the decision type or types of rejection, and then you can respond accordingly. And even if you don't resubmit to the same journal where the reviewer comments came from, then these comments can at least help you improve the manuscript for another journal. And I strongly recommend following the reviewer's comments before you submit to a new journal. You may actually get the same reviewers at the new journal. And I encourage, even the rejected papers, I encourage the authors to follow the peer reviewers' comments because they do often have very good suggestions to improve the paper. If you're processing the letter, if the letter said the paper is not acceptable in its present form, this suggests that the paper could be accepted after revisions. If not at that journal, then at least another journal, and you can revise and resubmit. Or if the editors say the paper did not get a high enough priority, that basically means that the journal may have reached its annual maximum number of pages, or the readership may not be of interest. The readership may not be interested in the paper. Here, you may want to submit the manuscript elsewhere. High enough priority, like a lot of manuscripts are rejected because they didn't attract enough attention and support from the editors and the reviewers. And this happens when journals are being picky about the papers and they're only accepting the very best ones. So there may not be anything wrong with your paper, just that the journal is being picky. You may have a comment, the study is interesting but too preliminary. That may mean the paper is interesting but requires additional data. Here you can revise and resubmit as a new article to that same journal, or resubmit it elsewhere. Or you may get a comment, the study is interesting but is technically flawed. So some data may be incomplete and results may be overinterpreted. You may extend the conclusions beyond what your data support. Here you may want to either collect more data. It may be possible to revise and resubmit to that journal or resubmit elsewhere. Or the journal may tell you the work is more appropriate for a specialized journal. A lot of the very high impact factor journals like Nature and Science and PNAS, they are general journals, and one of the most common reasons for rejection is that they will send you to a specialized journal. So here, in this case, you should submit the manuscript elsewhere. And understanding reviewer comments, they can also be vague. So if the reviewer says the study is descriptive, this means the paper lists data that do not come together into a clear hypothesis-driven study. You're just giving descriptive statistics, not testing rigorous hypotheses. Or the reviewer may say the study is incremental, and this means that the advance that you're reporting is too small to be a standalone paper, or the work builds on previous work without contributing any major new concepts. Or the reviewer may just say the study lacks important controls. So here you need some control experiments. That means additional experiments are needed for validation. And this is my favorite comment, the most vague comment of all. The data are not convincing. This means that the data are insufficient to validate the main conclusions of the work, or it may mean the data quality and statistical significance are inadequate, or that the writing style may have obscured the message of the manuscript. So here you have to maybe collect some more data, or cite other papers that help to validate your conclusions.